Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside McGonigal Hall for the first time in the 2020 gymnastics season. Kevin Kopp with you for another year of Temple gymnastics coverage here on Owls TV. We open in fine fashion on this cold, rainy, snowy Saturday evening in Philadelphia as Temple welcomes Southern Connecticut State and SUNY Cortland here to North Philadelphia. It is a tri-meet tonight, and so 3 events will be in action for our 4 rotations, and we thank you for spending part of your Saturday evening with us as the NCAA gymnastics season is fully up and running. Temple on the road in Illinois registered a 192.550 to open their season, took 3rd place in a tri-meet against Lindenwood and Illinois. Southern Connecticut State has competed once in a quad meet. They registered a 189.475. SUNY Cortland, the only team in this group that has competed twice this season, opened with a 180.475 at NCGA rival Brockport, boosted that score by almost 4 points in a road meet at Ursinus, and they'll look to continue to improve as they have meet number 3 this evening in Philadelphia. It's our first look at this Temple team, which won the ECAC championship a season ago. First ever conference championship in the history of this Temple program, and we'll take a look at our teams as we have a few seconds left on our touch warm-up before the start of rotation 1. Temple just about ready to go on vault. Southern Connecticut State has finished their warm-up on bars, and SUNY Cortland getting the last of their touch warm-up in on the balance beam. For the first time ever, we are very pleased to bring you coverage of every single routine tonight. So if you're with us and as a fan of Southern Connecticut State or SUNY Cortland, you will not miss a routine from your team this evening, as we'll be going full triple box coverage throughout the night. Every routine carried live right here on Owls TV. So here's what you'll be looking at for the next few hours. We'll bring you all routines simultaneously. We'll give you all the scores. We'll comment on as many routines as we're able to. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on the home team, the Temple Owls here, and get to as much from the visiting Owls of Southern Connecticut State and the Red Dragons of SUNY Cortland. So we'll begin here on the vault with Temple, who will go in home order tonight. And they'll begin with back-to-back freshmen. So you got to figure a little bit of nerves here, competing in front of a home crowd for the first time in their collegiate career. And the Owls will be led off by freshman Heidi Vanderboom, who opened her collegiate career with a 9.725 last week at Illinois. And she will officially kick off the 2020 home season for Temple. Vanderboom, Yurchenko layout, full, good start for the Owls. A little step and slide back from Vanderboom there on the opening vault, but good distance from the table, and that's what you want to see this time of year. Big gymnastics. Coach Josh Nielsen will take that and work as the season goes on cleaning up those landings. So a hit for Vanderboom, and we are officially underway. In the bottom of your screen throughout the evening, we'll be following the visiting Owls of Southern Connecticut State, and on the top right of your screen, the SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. Give you the rest of the Temple vault lineup here while we have a moment and wait for Vanderboom's score. Another freshman, Madison Brooks, will be second for the Owls. Tori Edwards, third. Jaylene Everett, fourth. Ariana Castrense, fifth. And in the anchor position, Taylor Newland. For Southern Connecticut State on the bars, they're only going 5 up, so the visiting Owls cannot afford a fall here in their first rotation as they try to challenge Temple tonight. Noli Macias will lead off, Cassidy Girolamo second, Jackie Kutcher third, Kalia Brothers fourth, and Hannah Stabrote will be in the fifth and anchor position. Only 5 up for Southern Connecticut, so each routine will count. Here is Madison Brooks for Temple. Big Yurchenko layout full. Took a hop in on the landing. May have just tried to hold on to that stick a little much. She had the height for it. Great block coming off the table. And again, that's one of those things that they'll take a look at and talk through. You'd probably like to see if there's going to be a hop, that hop backwards. You don't like to see that hop coming in as she shorted herself just a little bit. So that follows an opening 9.625 from Vanderboom. See, this might be just a hair lower for Brooks as her scores will come in momentarily. Tori Edwards. After back-to-back freshmen, we get an upperclassman for the Owls, junior Tori Edwards, who has been around, has been a stalwart on this event for Temple. SUNY Cortland opening on beam. Freshman Samantha Nothnagel led off the meet for the Red Dragons. The rest of the SUNY Cortland beam order: Cameron Rodriguez second, Julie Giardina third, Jenna Orlick fourth, Megan Hanley fifth, and in the anchor position, a routine that I'm really looking forward to seeing tonight, Emma Schultz, who is the reigning she holds the top current score in the NCGA with a 9.8 on the balance beam. So that will be one to keep an eye on there for SUNY Cortland. Madison Brooks scores a 9.5, and up third for Temple on vault, Tori Edwards. Yurchenko layout full, just a small step in, cleanest of the three we've seen so far for Temple. Edwards, powerful gymnast, plenty of height again, not quite as much distance. Vanderboom probably the biggest of the three vaults so far, but Edwards just a little step in with her right foot on that landing, and we'll see what this scores. So Edwards will pick up a quarter point over what Madison Brooks scored, a 9.525 for Temple. And so now we get to the back half of the Temple vault order and some potential big numbers here. This 1-2 punch, or should I say 4-5 punch in the lineup of Jaylene Everett and Ariana Castrense. This is really something special. And then you've got sophomore Taylor Newland in the anchor spot. So Temple looking for some big numbers after a bit of a middling start. Here's the veteran, senior Jaylene Everett. Again, comes forward just a little bit. Good vault in the air, and maybe Temple just trying to do a little too much right now, trying to be a little too perfect. You can see Everett really tried to fight for that landing, kind of stepped forward into the salute. She's got terrific potential. A former NCAA regional qualifier in her time here, and you know it's special to her to get her senior year started here at home. She scores a 9.65, which is the high score so far of the rotation for Temple. Now the Owls will turn to their sophomore Ariana Castrense, who will be in the all-around tonight for Temple. Here's Castrense, Yurchenko layout, full, very good, small hop back. That's a beautiful vault. That'll be the best of the night for Temple. In the season opener at Illinois, she had a 9.8 to close things out for the Owls, and this one really pretty to watch. Came onto the scene in a big way last year as a freshman, made the NCAA regional as an individual qualifier. Temple sent 3 people to the NCAA regionals, and Castrense just has a huge ceiling this year as a sophomore in the all-around for Temple, and they're going to need her. She scores a 9.8 here for the Owls, so that's the high score of the night so far. And what that helps do is take the pressure off of Taylor Newland. So it looks as if that may actually end the vault order for Temple. Newland may have been in there in case the Owls had a fall in one of their first 5. And since they hit 5 for 5, Newland, who has not competed yet in her Temple career, they may hold her off and give her a little bit more time. So as it stands right now, Temple a 48-1 on vault. Not as high as they'd like to see that number, but certainly they've put themselves in fine position here at the end of one rotation, as they'll have a bit of time before heading over to bars as we continue with the action. Southern Connecticut State on the uneven bars and SUNY Cortland on beam. Got some early scores starting to come in, though we're lagging here. Macias, who started the meet off for Southern Connecticut State, opened with a 9-4. Samantha Nothnagel for SUNY Cortland opened 9-2-5 on beam. Got the looks like second score just coming up now for both of those. So we'll track down where we are in the order for the Red Dragons and the Owls. Good landing there over on bars for Southern Connecticut State. They've got a nice beam series for SUNY Cortland. For the Red Dragons, this is Julie Giardina. It's a junior co-captain for the Dragons. Following a 9-2-5 and an 8-6-7-5. It's a good routine going so far. Switch leap, tuck, three-quarter combination. Gainer full off the side. And just a little step back on the salute there for Giardina, but a nice routine from the junior. Good bounce back after the 8-6-7-5 from Rodriguez, which is the low score right now for the Red Dragons. And over on the bottom of your screen for Southern Connecticut State, this will be the final bars routine. This is sophomore Hannah Stabrote. Remember, only 5 in the lineup for Southern Connecticut State. No margin for error. Their scores thus far a 9-4, a 9-2, a 9-3-5. Waiting on the score to come in from Kalia Brothers. So here is Stabrote in the anchor spot. Blind change into a Jaeger, immediate shoot over combination. Good job there. It's just a touch short on that last handstand. Two Giants, double layout, and a little hop forward on the landing, but a good routine by Stabrote. From what we've seen, that should be the high score from Southern Connecticut State, what you want out of your anchor. Brothers before Stabrote had an 8-9, so that's unfortunately a number that Southern Connecticut State will have to carry with them, just a little short on numbers this evening. We'll go back to beam now for senior Jenna Orlick for SUNY Cortland, as the Red Dragons will get the floor to themselves for the next few moments. Orlick, Megan Hanley, and Emma Schultz, the last 3 competitors. And we believe we'll have an exhibition routine as well. Now, unfortunately for SUNY Cortland, Orlick comes off the beam here. Orlick punch front full and just a little shuffle of the feet. A good bounce back after the fall in the middle of that routine. She's following the high score so far for SUNY Cortland, which is a 9-3 from Giardina. So we've got 2 left here for the Red Dragons that will be in the competition order, and then we are scheduled for an exhibition from Emily Speciale, though we have a lot of changes from really each of the 3 teams tonight post-warm-up, so we'll see if that holds. Some of the exhibitions have been scratched. Unfortunately, that doesn't make it to us in our final readout of the lineup. So awaiting the scores here from Orlick, then we've got Megan Hanley, and in that anchor position, Emma Schultz, which is the routine I said earlier, one we should keep an eye on. And the score there is an 8-4-5 for Orlick. So that's the low number right now that SUNY Cortland will hope to drop. Hanley getting ready to go. She tied for 9th on beam last season at the NCGA Championships, which are collegiate gymnastics equivalent of the D3 National Championship. Back handspring layout, step out, no problem there. Beat jump, split 3/4 combination. And a pike gainer off the end of the beam, stuck landing. Good finish there for Megan Hanley. So SUNY Cortland has responded nicely after their 2 low routines of the night. They've bounced back well. Giardina had a 9-3 after the 8-6-7-5 from Rodriguez, and this should score pretty nicely for Hanley after the 8-4-5 from Orlick. 1 routine to go, and it is Emma Schultz, who already has a 9-8 under her belt this year. That is the high score, not just on beam in the NCGA, on any event through the first 2 weeks of the season. That is the high score across the NCGA. So we'll look forward to seeing Schultz on 3 events tonight, but this would be her specialty. Just to refresh the scores on the other 2 sides, Temple 48-1 as they go 5 on vault. Southern Connecticut State 46-5-5-0. They also go 5 on bars. Cortland, the only team sending 6 competitors up. Score for Hanley, a 9-6-7-5. Really nice and well earned. And here is Emma Schultz. Well, Hanley did her a favor. Hanley set the table quite well. Schultz, this will be another routine with some potential to score, you would figure. Cat leap side aerial combination, no problem there. A good leap combo. Good fight there on the back handspring layout. jump, split three-quarter combination. And a pike gainer off the end, stuck landing for Schultz. So just that one hiccup on the series, but she fought to get it back pretty quickly. It'll be a deduction, but she avoids the fall. We'll see what this scores for one of the best beam workers in the NCGA. Looks like we will indeed get an exhibition from Cortland before we take our first break of the evening. But we'll be able to give you team scores at the end of the first rotation as soon as this one comes up for Schultz. He's got a 9.8 from one judge. And a 9.6 from the other. So it'll work out to a 9.7 for Schultz. And it'll be an opening 46.6 for SUNY Cortland, which actually will put them, by our count, in second place at the end of one rotation. So Cortland really showing some improvement. They had some early struggles in that first meet at Brockport, scoring a 180. Boosted that by nearly 4 points, 184.275 last week at Ursinus. They come back here to the Philadelphia area for the second straight week, and it's a good start, 46.6 on beam. Exhibition routine here from junior Emily Special. Boy, that's a tough connection right there. You can see she keeps that leg up, tries to keep the movement, but those backward-forward combinations always so difficult. You got to fluidly switch your momentum. And round off 1.5, little step forward on the landing, but good exhibition there. Some depth on that event for Cortland, and that is how we will get to the end of our first rotation. Scores through one: Temple 48-1 in first place, Cortland in second 46-6, Southern Connecticut State in third, just half a tenth behind the Red Dragons, 46-550. We'll step away and we'll come back with rotation number 2. Temple heading to bars, Southern Connecticut State to beam, and Cortland to floor when we continue here on ALS TV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Kopp with you here on ALS TV. One rotation in the books, 3 to go in McGonigal Hall. Temple in first place with a 48-1 through one rotation. SUNY Cortland in second, 46-6, half a tenth ahead of Southern Connecticut State, who had a 46-550. High scores in that first rotation. Ariana Castrense for Temple, 9.8, led the way on vault. Southern Connecticut State, Hannah Stabrote, 9.7 on bars, and Emma Schultz, 9.7 for Cortland on beam. All three anchors, they all delivered. And now we'll head to the second rotation. Temple on the uneven bars, Southern Connecticut State on beam, and Cortland on floor. The Temple order on bars will be Jordan Oster leading off, Madison Brooks second, Delaney Guerin third, Tori Edwards fourth, Ariana Castrense fifth, and Jasmine Estrella in the sixth spot. For the Southern Connecticut State Owls on beam, Morgan Gatewood will lead off, Cassidy Girolamo second, Kiara Laughlin third, Hannah Stabrote fourth, Jordan Peliquin fifth, and Emily Belasco sixth. We'll also see an exhibition for Southern Connecticut State from Jackie Kutcher. SUNY Cortland over on floor, Cameron Rodriguez first, Emily Special will be second, Megan Hanley third, Julie Giardina fourth, Abby Bang fifth, and Emma Schultz is once again for the second straight event in the anchor spot for the Red Dragons. Again, we're going full triple box coverage all night tonight. It's Temple in the top left of your screen on the uneven bars. You've got Cortland on the bottom of your screen on floor, and Southern Connecticut State top right on Beam, where they are already underway with Morgan Gatewood into her first routine. So we're going to keep our eyes for the moment on Temple as the Owls get started on bars with Jordan Oster. And Oster takes a fall right off the bat on the Tkachev. Just got too far away from the bar, reached out and couldn't grab it. Oster is a junior but is new to this event. In fact, the routine at Illinois last week was her first career competitive bars routine in college. She scored a 9.6. So this will put some pressure on Temple for the first time tonight. They hit 5 for 5 on vault and then pulled their sixth routine, which was Taylor Newland. So Temple's not going to have the luxury of pulling their anchor here if they were trying to protect Jasmine Estrella, who has been a little banged up. They're going to need to hit their next 5 routines. So Oster finishes up, stuck landing. Good finish after the fall, but that is not the way that Temple wanted to begin this second rotation. And interestingly, you've got a freshman up second. So now some real pressure on Madison Brooks. Pretty veteran lineup otherwise. Delaney Guerin, Tori Edwards, both juniors. Castrense is a sophomore. And then Estrella, a senior. Looks as if the opening score for Southern Connecticut State was a 9.025 from Morgan Gatewood. Up second, Cassidy Girolamo. And we'll have to wait a moment here for Oster's opening score. We'll move ahead. Following the fall here is freshman Madison Brooks. Brooks' first handstand is good. Good to Tkachev, gets the next handstand up. Back up to the high bar, last handstand a little bit over, pulls it back. Break on the giant full, got it around and able to take a small step back on the landing. That's some good fight from the freshman Brooks. Just got a little off. She lost all that momentum as she arched that last handstand, and then you could see that big break on the giant. Was able to pull it back around, but that is not the opening to this rotation that Temple would have hoped for. The fall and then Brooks having some issues toward the end of her routine. We've had a long delay on floor after the first routine from Cameron Rodriguez. Southern Connecticut State, meanwhile, looks like they're still having some trouble on beam. After an opening 9:025, it's an 8-8 in the second spot from Girolamo. Emily Special up over on the floor for Cortland. That's after an opening 9-1 there on floor from Cameron Rodriguez. Took the judges a while to get together on that one. We've not gotten any scores in yet from bars for Temple, and the folks on the floor have not wanted to share them with us, so we'll move on. Delaney Guerin. First handstand good. Big Ginger. Over on that second handstand. Blind change straddle back. That last handstand all the way up. Blind change double tuck and a little hop forward. Now again, it looks like it's just been a little bit of a fight here for Temple on bars. It's how it goes early in the season. It's not going to be the way you want it every week right out of the gate, but a bit disappointing after those three last week. Oster 9-6, Brooks 9-7-7-5, Guerin 9-6-5, and it just has not been there so far for the first three at home for Temple. Edwards, Castrense, and Estrella, the next three due up. And it's going to be a 9-3 from Guerin. So Temple had the fall from Oster. They haven't had a fall from Brooks or Guerin, but some bigger form breaks than what we're used to seeing from those two. And it looks as if we'll have had a late switch from the last lineup that we had up here, as it is not Tori Edwards that's up next for Temple. It's going to be senior Daisy Todd. Daisy was listed as the alternate in this event, so Edwards was a scratch after the warm-up. So you got a feel for Cortland over here on floor. The delays between these routines have been interminable. We'll go back to bars now. Daisy Todd stepping in for Edwards. Hit her feet, it looked like, on the piked Jaeger, and comes up short on the next handstand. Giant full on top of the bar, and then a step forward on the landing. You got to give Todd credit there. That could have been a heck of a lot worse. Caught her feet on the top bar on the piked Jaeger, was able to catch it. Obviously that slowed her momentum. She comes up short on the next handstand, but again, fought through it. Two to go. Ariana Castrense and Jasmine Estrella. Well, no, it looks like Tori Edwards is going to be up next. Here's what I'm thinking is that they dropped Estrella 6th, dropped her out of the lineup, moved Castrense down to 6th, put Todd in and Edwards in. So obviously there's been a bit of chaos both on and off the bars here for Temple in this second rotation. Meanwhile, over on floor right now is Megan Hanley, up third for SUNY Cortland. Special had a 9.5, and again, I have been keeping my focus on bars. Seems like 9.5, pretty straightforward routine. It has been really, really long delays in between each of these floor routines for Cortland, so you feel for the gymnast trying to keep some sense of momentum and timing here. And unfortunately, Hanley will fall on her third pass. So not able to back up the 9.5 from Special. Cortland is halfway home on floor. Southern Connecticut, meanwhile, 9.025 from Gatewood, 8.8 from Girolamo, 9.45 from Kiara Laughlin. Hannah Stabrot just finished her routine, and we're looking up fifth at Jordan Peliquin. We'll look over at bars now. Tori Edwards has to fight for that handstand a bit. Shoot over to handstand is good. Short on her last handstand. Two giants. Double layout. Stuck landing for Edwards. Good finish to the routine there. Temple needed that one. Didn't want to give that away. And a good fight from Edwards. Great finish to that routine. Southern Connecticut State will take a fall from Peliquin. We now have some bar scores starting to come back in for Temple. Osteru had the fall 8-9. Madison Brooks 9.225. Garin 9.3. We have not seen Todd's yet, and they're still tabulating. Tori Edwards will be the highest of the bunch. Ariana Castrense is in the anchor spot for Temple. Castrense last week at Illinois had a 9.775 on bars. Getting ready to go over on floor for Cortland is Julie Giardina. This is after an 8.55 from Hanley. That'll be the number that Cortland would love to drop with a 9.1 and a 9.5 in their first two spots. .965 is the score for Edwards. So that's the high number for Temple on bars so far. Up 6 for Temple, Ariana Castrense. Good Tkachev. Handstand perfectly on top of the bar. Shoot over to handstand looks good. Another good handstand from Castrense. She's been locked in. Two giants, double layout, and a stuck landing for Castrense. Great finish to a tough rotation for Temple. Castrense is exactly where you want her to be 2 weeks into this season. Boy, how valuable is she for Temple? 9.8 on vault, and we'll see what this one scores on bars for Temple. But otherwise, that's one that the Owls may want to put out of their minds, and this will be the test. Can they put it out of their minds, get to beam, and not let those mistakes compound themselves? Southern Connecticut State just finished up on beam. That was Emily Belasco. I believe had a fall in that routine. So it's been tough going here for Southern Connecticut State. Open with a 46.550 and has had a few falls on beam. We've got still 2 routines left for SUNY Cortland on floor. Freshman Abby Bang and junior Emma Schultz. Looks like we're going to get an exhibition for Temple on bars as well. This is sophomore Nicole Smith. So here's Smith, top left of your screen. And falls on the shapash. We're going to have an exhibition, meanwhile, from Southern Connecticut State on beam. That'll be Jackie Kutcher, a senior. We're waiting on scores for Julie Giardina for Cortland, and then 2 routines left for the Red Dragons. No exhibition there on floor. So Smith is back on the bars now for Temple. We're going to try the shapash again and can't get it. Smith, giant full, double tuck, and takes a knee on the landing. So tough one there for Nicole Smith, but again, getting that valuable experience, being able to compete here in front of a home crowd, hopefully something that she can build on. And Temple will have some work to do as a whole, building off of a bars performance that I know is way off of what Coach Josh Nielsen would like to have seen from his team tonight. So once again, it's Cortland with the floor to themselves for the next few minutes. This is freshman Abby Bang. Toward you with a double tuck. Still have not gotten a bar score to pop up from Ariana Castrense yet. That was the bright spot for Temple on bars. They'll get to drop an 8-9 from Oster, but it's still going to be maybe right about a 47 for Temple, a little bit higher. Here is Bang finishing up. Front layout, front full, just an extra step there, but no major issues from Bang. Meanwhile, exhibition on beam from Jackie Kutcher. Castrense's number comes in 9-8, so she's gone 9-8, 9-8. Temple 47.225 on bars and a 95.325 at the midpoint of today's meet. one more beam score to come in for Southern Connecticut State. That is Emily Belasco in the anchor spot. Abby Bang having her routine scored at the moment, and then it is Emma Schultz in the anchor spot for Cortland on floor. And will officially be halfway home this evening. .955 was the score from Abby Bang. That is the high score of the rotation for SUNY Cortland, my mistake. Well, this is an interesting opportunity here for Cortland. If they can get a hit routine here from Schultz, they can drop an 8.55, but they can make up almost a full point on this routine if Schultz hits. And they could get some real distance between themselves and Southern Connecticut State. That would be a big result for D3 Cortland. Schultz was the beam anchor, scored a 9.7. Good first pass. Here she is, second pass. Full front tuck. Went a little low, but kept it off the ground. Schultz finishes with a Rudy to a double stag. Excellent job. They will indeed drop the 8.55 from Hanley. And Cortland has a very good shot at sitting in second place at the midpoint of tonight's meet. 2 rotations down, 2 to go. We'll step away. When we come back, we'll give you the updated scores through 2 rotations. You're watching live coverage of Temple Gymnastics on Owls TV. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Kopp with you here on Owls TV. We have 2 rotations in the books and 2 to go in the home opening meet for Temple. The Owls got off to a good start on vault with a 48-1, but struggled on the uneven bars, scoring a 47-225. So this is a test of some mental fortitude for Temple, is how quickly can they bounce back, and they will start with Daisy Todd on the beam here in rotation 3. Southern Connecticut State is getting ready to open things up on floor, and SUNY Cortland will be on vault. Todd with a small balance check there on the leap combination. Scores at the midpoint of tonight's meet. Temple, despite the struggles on beam, still comfortably in first as Todd's dismount, gainer full off the side, is stuck. Good finish to that routine and a good start for Todd. Temple still comfortably in first, 95.325, though it is well off the pace of their season opening 192.550 at Illinois last week. Cortland right now in second, 93.450, and Southern Connecticut in third, 92.825. So that'll be an interesting battle to keep an eye on between Southern Connecticut State and Cortland as we move along, as well as seeing if the Owls can find a groove once again after struggling on bars. Rest of the Temple beam lineup while we wait for Daisy Todd score: Taylor Newland second, Madison Brooks third, Jordan Oster fourth, Ariana Castrense fifth, and Delaney Guerin sixth. Leading off on floor for Southern Connecticut State is Noelle Macias. Rest of the SCSU floor lineup: Morgan Gatewood, Jordan Peliquin, Hannah Stabrot, Ali L'Esperance, and Emily Belasco. for Cortland. Samantha Nothnagel, the freshman, led off. Emily Special second. Megan Hanley third. Cameron Rodriguez fourth. Emma Schultz fifth. And Abby Bang sixth. We saw in the last rotation for Temple that opening fall from Oster. It just seemed to snowball on the Owls a bit. And it looks like from the judges' scoring here, we have a start value issue for Todd. So if there was a missed element in there, something that cost her some bonus. One judge had it at a 9.5 start value. The other judge had it at 9.4. That being said, not a ton of deduction that was taken, but that low start value is going to hurt Temple. And right now, as it stands, that would be a number that Temple would love to drop if they can. So up second is Taylor Newland. Punch front onto the beam off that handspring. Boy, that is a nervy mount for the sophomore. Back handspring layout and has to come off the beam. Cat leap, side summy to a back tuck. Good dismount. There's plenty of difficulty in that routine from Newland, and unfortunately it was just the series that tripped her up. So Temple with some early struggles once again here on beam. Time to find their footing. Daisy Todd opened with a 9.05. Either that number or the score on the fall from Newland will count. And now you put a world of pressure on the freshman Madison Brooks in kind of a must-hit position here after back-to-back low numbers. And it is an 8-9 for Taylor Newland. So here is Madison Brooks up third for Temple. And another fall for the Owls, so the troubles continue tonight for Temple. Cat leap front aerial into the back handspring layout, step out, little balance check, but saved it. Looks like Cortland has just wrapped up on vault. Gainer full off the side for Brooks and a small step forward. But unfortunately, Temple counting now one fall and Daisy Todd's routine, which had a connection issue and a low start value. So Temple really hasn't hit here on their first three and will need the back half of their lineup to do some work. Jordan Oster, Ariana Castrense, and Delaney Guerin. That's some good beam talent right there for Temple. Let's recap some Cortland vaults here. Samantha Nothnagel opened with a 9.075. Emily Special 9.325. Megan Hanley 9.375. Cameron Rodriguez 8.9. That's a low number at the moment. Still waiting on the scores from Emma Schultz and Abby Bang to give you a vault total for Cortland. They're trying to keep the pressure on Southern Connecticut State. Cortland had the lead for second in the battle between the Red Dragons and the visiting Southern Connecticut State Owls. Temple coming into this rotation still comfortably ahead, but not able to help themselves right now with some early falls on beam. They've got some high scoring potential in these last three lineups, last three routines in the lineup. And that'll begin with Jordan Oster, who had a 9.6 last week. Now, worth mentioning, Brooks, who just competed for Temple, that was her first career beam routine. She was not in the lineup last week at Illinois. And a lot of talent there, and certainly will shake off that fall and have big things ahead this season for the Owls. So here is Jordan Oster. Back handspring layout, no issue. Good full turn. Switch leap, tuck full, good. Maybe a small balance check. Cat leap, front toss combination, perfect. Beat jump, gainer full off the side, stuck landing. Good routine for Temple just when they needed it. Jordan Oster delivers for the Owls. And hopefully that can swing Temple's momentum. Over on floor for Southern Connecticut State. I believe this is Jordan Peliquin, it is. After a 9.5 from Macias, 9.15 from Gatewood, this is junior Jordan Peliquin. Did step out on that first pass, so she's got a 1/10 neutral deduction coming off of her score. Here is pass number 2 for Peliquin. Full front layout, very good, just a tiny hop forward with both feet. Score for Oster, 9.725. That's the high score on beam right now for Temple. We have a vault total for Cortland. It's a 46.625. Emma Schultz, 9.55. And then in the anchor spot, Abby Bang, 9.3. So the number on your screen right now, 140.075, is the 3 rotation total for Cortland. That's the number Southern Connecticut is chasing right now over there on floor. Let's go back to beam for Temple, Ariana Castrense. She has been brilliant tonight so far for the Owls. 9-8 on vault, 9-8 on bars. Can she keep that going or better it here? One arm back handspring layout. Perfect series. Redoes that leap combination after the little bobble, which you can do. The deduction on the first attempt will count. Castrense round off double full, tiniest of hops back, another good routine. Castrense has been locked in tonight for the Owls. Still one to go on beam, and that is Delaney Guerin for Temple. If they can get another hit routine from Guerin, they'll get to drop the 8-9 from Newland, though Temple will still carry two low scores out of this rotation from Todd and Madison Brooks. Floor score from Jordan Peliquin, a 9.525. So that will bring up in the fourth position for Southern Connecticut State, Hannah Stabrote, with Allie L'Esperance and Emily Belasco behind her. Back on the beam now in the anchor position for Temple is junior Delaney Guerin. Back handspring layout. Love that three-element series there by Guerin. Very good. Good leap combination. Guerin's got that tough position where she finishes on beam. She'll open on floor for Temple. She is so good on this event for the Owls. Getting ready for dismount. Stuck landing for Guerin. And a great finish to the rotation for Temple. Castrense and Guerin in the 5 and 6 spots. Back-to-back hits for the Owls. And maybe now Temple starting to turn the corner after some issues that lasted them throughout most of the bars order and the first half here of beam. And it is a 9-8 for Delaney Guerin. So a good close to the rotation here for Temple. That's after a 9.825 from Castrense. So Temple picked it up, 47.475, still lower than they would like. And we're going to have an exhibition beam routine here for Temple, and this will be Loriana Lanus. So it will not count toward the team score, but some valuable experience here for Lanus. And a fall on her series. Meanwhile, in the top right of your screen, this is the 5th floor routine of 6 for Southern Connecticut State, Allie L'Esperance. Big slide back, and unfortunately that foot crossed out. So in addition to the deduction, 1/10 on stepping out there for the senior. Right into her second pass. Front layout, front half. And Lanus finishes up after the fall. Temple's got 8 days before they head to Morgantown, West Virginia. They'll be out there next Sunday in a tri-meet. It's West Virginia and New Hampshire. Plenty to work on. As you would expect this early in the season, there's always plenty to work on. Temple is hosting the ECAC Gymnastics Championships here in their building. They will be the defending champions and get the honor of hosting at home in 2020. So March 21st is the big date that these Owls have circled on their calendar. And it feels a long way off, though. As you know, going through this gymnastics season, it has a habit of sneaking up on you. That's 2 months from this week. One routine left in this third rotation, and that is junior Emily Belasco. Southern Connecticut State putting together their best rotation of the night. High score right now is Stahlbrot with a 9-7. Still waiting on the scores for L'Esperance. Emily Belasco will finish things up. No exhibition listed right now for Southern Connecticut State. And we are ready to go with the final routine here of rotation number 3. This is Emily Belasco. Belasco was the beam anchor, took a fall there, 9.025. So trying to finish up what again has been the strongest rotation of the night here for Southern Connecticut. Big double pike, good opening pass. number that Southern Connecticut State is trying to drop is a 9.15, and they're going to be able to make up some ground on SUNY Cortland, who had a 46.625 on vault. And finishes up with a very good double tuck, so that will indeed drop the low Southern Connecticut State score, and the Owls put together the floor rotation they really needed. Excellent job by SCSU. So we'll step away for a break. When we come back, we'll reset the scores through 3 rotations, and we'll bring you the 4th here from McGonigal Hall. Temple to floor, Southern Connecticut State to vault, and Cortland to bars when we continue here on Owls TV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Kopp with you here on Owls TV. We've got you set for the 4th and final rotation. Triple coverage here, every routine all evening long. Temple in the top left of your screen. They will be finishing up on floor exercise. Southern Connecticut State is in the top right. They will finish up on vault. And it is Cortland on the bottom of your screen. They are on the uneven bars. Floor lineup for Temple, Delaney Guerin, who finished things off on beam and did so with a 9.8. She'll lead things off. Jordan Oster second, Jaylene Everett third, Tori Edwards fourth, Ariana Castrense fifth, and Loriana Lanus will be sixth. For Southern Connecticut State, who charged back into second place on the heels of a very strong floor rotation. They went 47.975, just missed that 48 mark on floor. Best rotation of the night by far, and they'll try to take that momentum with them to vault. Hannah Staubroth will lead off, Cassidy Girolamo second, Emily Blasco third, Ali Lesperance fourth, Jackie Kutcher fifth, Jordan Peliquin sixth, and an exhibition from Jenna Zakala. Cortland on bars, freshman to lead off. How about that youth? Abby Bang, Samantha Knopfnagel, and Gracie Gallagher, the first three. Junior Emily Special will be fourth, Megan Hanley fifth, and Glynis Curcione, another freshman, will be sixth. Another freshman, Bianca Carr, exhibitioning, so really getting to see the youth on that Cortland lineup in this uneven bars event. So we'll turn our attention here to Temple, who will get things started on floor. Delaney Guerin. Interestingly, as Temple has struggled tonight, the big struggles were on bars, and then the first half of the beam lineup before Temple seemed to get their footing in the latter half of the beam lineup. Interestingly, their struggles were on floor at Illinois, so this will be interesting to see if Temple can turn that around. This is an event over the last few years as Temple has really taken some major leaps forward as a program. Floor has really been a good event in recent history for Temple. Obviously, when you get the chance to compete in front of your home crowd, and it's been a great home crowd tonight for a Saturday night meet. The weather is just awful here in Philadelphia. It's snowing, it's sleeting, it's raining, but plenty of folks have come out. Here's Guerin, finishes with a Rudy. Check that, my error earlier. That was Guerin's second pass. Here she is. And unfortunately sits down on the third pass. Boy, had a great routine going. Just ran out of momentum at the last moment. And unfortunately that undoes so much good work. And it's the third straight rotation that Temple has started with either a fall or a score in that range that they want to drop. It's just not let the Owls get started early. So Temple needs to hit their next 5 now and drop that fall from Delaney Guerin. They've got Jordan Oster up second. Over on vault, meanwhile, for Southern Connecticut State, Stahlbrodt 9.65, Girolamo 9.525. Here's Belasco. Yurchenko tucked full, and unfortunately to take a step off of the mat to the side. Just kind of lost her centering on that one. Good distance, but not where she wanted it to end up. This has been the case all night. Floor scores have been extremely slow. So Temple, a little bit extra time to think about this one. Looking over at Cortland right now on bars, and unfortunately a fall there for the Red Dragons. Southern Connecticut State, give them a lot of credit. Had to start with 5 up, 5 count on bars. Had some struggles there, some early falls, had some falls on beam, but they seem to be getting stronger as the meet goes on. They have leapfrogged Cortland to get back into second place here, and good vault should be able to solidify that. .9275 is that score from Belasco. Senior Ali L'Esperance getting ready to go. As we have scores in on floor, and Jordan Oster is ready to compete. Opening 8-9 from Guerin. Front through to a double tuck, very good. A little bit tough to tell from our angle. She kept that front foot down. Oster last week at Illinois, 9.675. Double pike, very good. Oster's got enough difficulty in that routine, only 2 passes. And a good hit for Temple. So as we mentioned, it's been 3 rotations in a row that Temple has started with a fall or a score in that range. The problem was on bars and beam, that compounded. On bars, the first 4 effectively ended up as fall or fall-esque routines before the last 2 scores picked up. On beam, they followed up the opening issue from Daisy Todd with 2 straight falls from Taylor Newland and Madison Brooks. So that was such a critical routine there from Jordan Oster, following the fall to get Temple back on track. I think the Owls can salvage a little bit of momentum by hitting their last 5, putting up a good floor score, and putting this one behind them. Interestingly, Temple does get an extra home meet this year because of the ECAC championships being held here. So in terms of, once you get into the math and the NQS rankings and all of that toward the end of the year, where you count a certain number of home scores typically and a certain number of away scores, Temple does get 1 extra chance here at home to post a good home score and perhaps drop this one tonight if it doesn't end up where they would want it to, as it likely won't. Southern Connecticut State has completed their final competition routine there with Jordan Peliquin. We'll have an exhibition from Jenna Zakala, but we'll get our first final score of the evening here once the vault scores trickle in from Southern Connecticut State. And it looks like the judges are going to get together and confer over on floor. We got a rare moment right now with no action. We'll remind you as we take a look at the upcoming schedule for Temple. The Owls are in Morgantown, West Virginia next weekend for a tri-meet. We'll see you back here on Friday, January 31st for the Ken Anderson Invitational as Temple will welcome Bridgeport. Always love seeing Bridgeport, one of the best, if not the best, D2 schools in the country. That'll be a good competition between the Owls and Bridgeport. And also local rival Ursinus will be making that trip. It is a tri-meet on Friday, January 31st. Live coverage right here on Owls TV. Scorer for Jordan Oster was a 9.75. Up third, Jaylene Everett. The senior has been so much fun to watch on this event throughout her career. Full front layout. Everett, a former NCAA regional qualifier as well. That was back in 2018. I'd love to see her get back there here as a senior. Double pike. Comes in just a bit short on that one. And a good finish for Everett there on the Rudy. So back-to-back hit routines from Oster and Everett. You've got Tori Edwards, Ariana Castrense, and Loriana Lanus due up 4, 5, and 6 for Temple. Over on bars right now for Cortland, this is Megan Hanley. Should be a significant improvement for Cortland once again. They started with a 180, bumped that to a 184 at Ursinus. This should be in the 186 range for Cortland. Though they have had some lower numbers and some struggles on bars here. Bang, 8.925. Nothnagel, 7.95. Gracie Gallagher, 7.85, which means the 7.95 has to count for Cortland. Score comes in for Jaylene Everett. It's a 9.65 on floor, and here is Tori Edwards. Edwards, bit of an uncharacteristic struggle on floor exercise last week at Illinois with a 9.4. Starting with a double pike. Good job. front double full. Beautifully done. Really difficult pass. Front full front layout as Edwards finishes up. Well done, good routine there from Edwards. She was a late scratch from Beam, able to hang in there on floor and deliver for Temple. That will finish up the night for Cortland over there on bars. We'll have one exhibition routine for the Red Dragons. Unfortunately, just having to count that 7-9-5 in this rotation depletes some of what Cortland really could have and was hoping to score in this meet. Still figures to be a season high for the Red Dragons. We'll see what this number comes up. It is a 9.45 for freshman Glynis Curcione. 45 flat on bars, 185.075 unofficially for Cortland. So if so, that's a season high by almost a full point. Not going to be enough to catch Southern Connecticut State, but a solid score that they can take with them back to upstate New York. All right, let's take a look at Ariana Castrense, who's finishing up what has been an otherwise brilliant night in the all-around. She's got 2 9.8s and a 9.825 to her credit. Here she is finishing up on floor. Double layout. Maybe just a touch short there for Castrense, but picked it up quickly, minimized the deduction. E-level opening pass. And she's just got power to spare. She had a 9.75 last week on the road at Illinois, but you can imagine this is a routine that plays much better at home. It's got so much energy, and you can tell she's enjoying performing this in front of a home crowd for the first time. Whip half 1.5. Two-pass routine from Castrense, but she's got all that difficulty packed into it, and she executed quite well. And it will be Loriana Lanus in the 6th position for Temple. You know that the Owls wanted to hit their first 5 and take some pressure off of Lanus in this 6th position, but they've got that 8-9 sitting out there from Delaney Guerin, so it's really a must-hit routine in that respect from Lanus to drop that fall and to give Temple a good floor score here to end the night with. Tori Edwards, by the way, scored a 9.725. So here is Lanus to finish up his home opening meet for Temple. Gets off double pike and takes a fall there on the first pass. Castrense's score comes in 9.85 and a 39.275 in the all-around. She'll take the all-around title tonight. Front layout, connected to a double stag for Lanus. Temple can do no worse than a 190.675. It'll be tough to add much to it here, with Lanus taking a fall on the first pass, but might be able to add a 10th or so to Garen's score of 8-9. Lanus setting up for her final pass. And unfortunately will take a fall there. So that will be the number that Temple drops. And in all likelihood, the number up on your screen now, those will be your unofficial final scores. Temple with a 190.675 will take first. Southern Connecticut 187.5 in second, and Cortland State 185.075 will finish up in third place. For each of these teams, as you would expect this early in the season, plenty to work on as they get back into the gym this week. Certainly for Temple, got off to a fine start on vault and then just couldn't find it on bars. Had to count several falls there, counted 2 falls on beam and a fall on floor. So plenty to clean up for Josh Nielsen and his crew. We'll see them in 2 weeks, and looking forward to seeing this team be able to put this behind them and get back out on their home floor. 190.675 as Temple drops by a few points. Want to say before we sign off here, remind you that we'll stick around on the air for the entirety of the award ceremony. You'll get the final official scores, event winners. Have to mention Ariana Castrense in the all-around, 39.275, 9.8, 9.8, 9.825, 9.85 on floor. She was brilliant tonight for Temple. They're going to be relying on her this season, and Castrense delivered on this evening. So want to thank you for being with us here tonight. Reminder, you can stick around after a short break for the award ceremony in its entirety here on Owls TV. On behalf of our entire Owls TV crew, this is Kevin Kopp saying thank you so much for watching and good night from McGonigal Hall.
9.65, Hannah Stallworth. Also tied for second, Kentucky University with 9.65, Jaylee Edwards. And a winner from Kentucky University with a 9.8, Ariana Castrington. For bars, in second place from Southern Connecticut with 9.7, Hannah Stallworth. And in first, from Kentucky University with 9.8, Ariana Castrington. Now, for B, in second place from Cortland and SCSU with a 9.8, Delaney Gary. For first, from Cortland University with a 9.825, Ariana Castrington. For Floyd, in second place from Cortland University with a 9.75, Jordan Oster. And first, from Cortland University with a 9.85, Ariana Castrington. For all around, in second place from Southern Connecticut with a 38.775, Hannah Stallworth. And in first place from Southern University with a 39.275, Ariana Castrington. Which is a new school record. And now for team standings in third place with a 185.075, Cortland State. In second place with a 187.500, Southern Connecticut. And in first place, with a 190.675, Temple University. Thank you for attending this evening's meet. Join us next time when Temple Women's Gymnastics returns home on Friday, January 31st at 7 p.m. for the Ken Anderson Invitational. The Outlaws for Silas and Bridgeport. The meet takes place right here in Legato Hall, and admission is free. Please get home safe.